InkDifferent Studio. Pick up your brush today.
Welcome to the InkDifferent Studio. This is Fiona. I would like to also welcome you to our Chinese calligraphy course, a captivating journey into one of the most ancient and respected forms of artistic expression. Chinese calligraphy is not just an art. It is profound cultural heritage, recognized globally for its artistic and historical value. This course will offer you an opportunity to delve into the elegance and depth of Chinese calligraphy, exploring its unique blend of written language and visual art. But this is not all. Chinese calligraphy is renowned for its therapeutic benefits, enhancing calmness, reducing stress, and improving mindfulness through the rhythmic motion in brush movements. These benefits make it not only a cultural exploration, but also a practice in mindfulness and personal tranquility. Our course will feature the classic Chinese text, the 1,000-character classic, 千字文. This text is not only a cornerstone for Chinese calligraphy training, but also a rich source of history and philosophy, making it perfect for both beginners and seasoned enthusiasts. The 千字文, translated as the 1,000-character classic, is a unique Chinese poem used as the premier for teaching Chinese characters to children. It is renowned for its ingenious composition, wherein none of its 1,000 characters are repeated. Composed by Zhou Xingsi during the Southern and Northern Dynasty, around the 6th century, the text is not just a linguistic tool, but also a collection of moral and philosophical teachings. The 1,000-character classic has been used traditionally in Confucian teaching, providing a fundamental literacy resource that also encapsulates essential elements of Chinese culture and wisdom. Each line consists of 4 characters, with the lines grouped into sections for easier memorization. The content covers a wide range of topics, from the basics of the cosmos and the natural world to the principles of human conduct as the fundamental of statecraft. This text not only helps in learning Chinese characters, but also in appreciating the depth and breadth of Chinese literary tradition and cultural values. It has been an important educational text in China and other Eastern Asian countries, influenced by classical Chinese culture. Join us as we trace the strokes of history and artistry in our journey. Whether you're looking to broaden your artistic skills or immerse yourself in cultural heritage, this course promises to be both educational and enriching. Also, do not forget to follow this channel for our regular course updates. To create a comfortable and relaxing environment for our course, start by ensuring the room is quiet, with good lighting, a stable table, and comfortable chairs. Change into comfortable clothing and lay out the equipment, which I will introduce you shortly. The brush requirements can vary depending on the script. For both seal and clerical scripts, the best brushes are those with soft bristles that hold a gorgeous amount of ink, making gold hair brushes an ideal choice. However, for regular script, the same type of brushes used for seal and clerical scripts may be challenging for beginners because they are too soft. Writing certain strokes that require bursts of strength will demand significant practice. For regular script, we need a brush with a stronger core while still capable of holding a good amount of ink. Therefore, for regular practice, a mixed hairbrush featuring weasel hair at the core and goat hair around it will be preferable. For writing very small characters, pure weasel hair brushes are the best option. As for running and cursive scripts, a brush with a relatively long head is ideal. This allows the brush head to move freely on the paper, enabling smooth, flowing lines. A mixed hairbrush can still be an easier option for beginners. If you are a complete beginner and don't wish to invest too much in brushes, I recommend this well-balanced, price-friendly brush set available in my shop, which can satisfy most of your needs, especially seal, clerical, and regular scripts. If you specifically prefer practicing running and cursive scripts, this other brush set will also work nicely. You can simply scan the QR codes on the screen. However, if you have specific preferences, feel free to contact me directly for personalized recommendations. I'll be happy to help. That said, I sincerely need to emphasize the importance of brush quality. I wholeheartedly recommend investing in good quality brushes, as the selection of brush hair, material, and the treatment of the brush handles are critical factors that can make a significant difference in the brush's performance and ease of use. Using poor quality brushes from the beginning may lead to the development of bad habits, which could hinder your progress later on. For calligraphy practice, brushes are your most essential tools, even more important than the papers you will use. On the screen, you will see a list of the necessary supplies. Please make sure to prepare them accordingly so we can begin our calligraphy journey. Also, feel free to scan the QR code to visit my site, where you will find a thoughtfully curated section of art supplies, books, and other valuable resources. Explore everything you need to enhance your artistic journey.
Today we're going to continue with the learning and writing of the 1,000-character classic. What are the new characters of today? Let's go find out. The character 有 first appeared in bronze inscriptions during the Western Zhou dynasty. The upper right side represents a hand, while the lower left part depicts a piece of meat, representing the shape of a cross-section of meat. This symbolizes having meat in hand, meaning there is food or there is possession. The script form from the Warring States period, seal script, clerical script, and regular script all inherited this form from the bronze script, with little change. The original meaning of 有 was to obtain, possess, hold, or own. The concept of acquiring or holding something, going from nothing to something, naturally extended to mean to happen or to produce. 有 is the opposite of 无, which means without or nothing, representing existence. By the mid-Western Zhou period, the character 鱼 was already in use. Its structure includes 虎, tiger, and 无, which is the sound component, though the exact meaning of this structure is unclear. The sound component 无 was originally derived from 矢, means arrow, and during the Warring States period, it was simplified to 大, which means big. In the early Western Han Dynasty, it sometimes appeared with 天 under 口. Later in regular script, it followed the form from Han clerical script and seal script, with the component of 矢, arrow. There are two main interpretations of the original meaning of 鱼. One theory is that it refers to the name of an animal, also known as 邹鱼. In Western Zhou bronze inscriptions and ancient texts, it often appeared as the title of an official whose duty was to oversee wildlife in the mountains and marshlands. The second theory suggests that the character depicts a masked person dancing, symbolizing singing and dancing for entertainment. The idea of wearing a mask could also lead to meanings such as to speculate or to anticipate, which further extended to meanings like deception, caution, or concern. 有虞 refers to Shun, also known as Yu Shun, the second of the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors, a wise and virtuous ruler in Chinese mythology. The original meaning of Tao was a kiln used for firing pottery, pronounced Yao. It was also used as an ancient personal name, referring to Gao Tao, a legendary minister under Emperor Shun, who was responsible for administering justice and managing criminal affairs. The more common pronunciation of Tao is Tao, and it has come to refer to the process of firing clay into pottery and ceramics. In bronze inscriptions, the character Tao was composed of several parts. Fu, representing mountainous terrain. Tu, Ren, symbolizing many workers, and 土, representing a large amount of clay. This indicates that many workers were treading clay in a muddy pool. In some bronze inscriptions, the 土 component is omitted, and a dot is added above 人 to represent splashing mud as they tread. In seal script, the structure changes to include 父 mountain, 人 person, and 否 a type of pottery or earthenware jar, representing the use of tools like a pestle to shape round pottery, emphasizing the theme of pottery making. The original meaning of this character refers to many pottery craftsmen treading and mixing clay in a mountain mud pool to prepare it for pottery production. The structure of the character Tang has multiple interpretations. In Oracle bone script, the upper part of the character is geng and the lower part is kou, indicating something related to speech. The bronze script from the Shang dynasty is quite similar to this. There are several theories about the structure of the Tang character. One theory suggests that the geng carries the meaning of change, and when combined with kou, it refers to speaking boastful or empty words. Another theory proposes that geng represents a type of musical instrument, which has a bell, gong, or drum, though interpretations differ. Combined with kou, this would indicate speech that is loud and resonant, like the sound of a bell, symbolizing exaggerated talk. There are other interpretations, but they all share a common theme. The original meaning of the Tang character relates to boastful or empty talk. From Oracle bone script to seal script, the character's form did not change much. However, in clerical script, the geng component became asymmetrical. The kou component remained mostly unchanged. Tao Tang refers to Emperor Yao, the first of the 5 emperors and another ancient sage king who exemplified virtue and righteousness. In summary, 有虞, this phrase specifically refers to 有虞 state or tribe, which is associated with the legendary ruler Shun. Shun is celebrated in Chinese culture for his extraordinary leadership. According to legend, Shun was selected by Emperor Yao as his successor because of his exceptional moral character and governing abilities. 有虞 refers to the time of Shun's rule, representing a period of idealized moral governance. Tao Tang refers to Emperor Yao, another great leader known for his wisdom, humility, and ability to maintain harmony in his realm. The name Tao Tang derives from the clan or tribe associated with Yao. He is often considered the epitome of a virtuous ruler, laying the foundations of governance that Shun later built upon. Yao's reign is regarded as a golden age, during which moral and righteous rule was emphasized, setting a standard for future rulers. In the 1,000-character classic, 有虞陶唐 highlights the 2 sage kings, Yao and Shun, who are frequently revered in Chinese history and culture as models of virtuous and selfless rulers. Their reigns are often used to symbolize ideal leadership and governance, where rulers act for the well-being of the people, adhering to Confucian principles of virtue, moral governance, and humility. This phrase, in the context of the 1,000-character classic, emphasizes the importance of looking to the past, particularly to those virtuous rulers, as examples of how one should lead with benevolence and wisdom. Yao and Shun were often presented in Confucian teachings as paragons of moral authority, and their reigns are seen as exemplary models of how a state should be governed. Now, let's explore how these characters are written in the 3 scripts. I'll start by practicing with you on the water writing cloth, and then I'll demonstrate using ink and raw rice paper.
As we wrap up our session, I hope you found it enjoyable and insightful. If you have any questions, comments, or simply want to share your thoughts, don't hesitate to leave me a message. If you find this session informative, please remember to give me a thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on our future sessions. Discover, learn, and create with us as we bring the best of Chinese culture to the world. Join us at InkDifferent Studio, where art meets heritage. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next time.
For more information, check us out at inkdifferentstudio.com.